Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Mix
We have real talks
with real leaders
about real topics.
Today is episode 2, From Ensembles to Epic, with none other than our band director here at Cordova High School, Mr. Matthew Levan. Please help me welcome Mr. Matt Levan. Hello, Mr. Levan.
Hello, how are you? How are y'all?
Good.
So, if y'all did not know, this is our wonderful band director here at Cordova High School. This is his first year here, but he's already done a really good job with our amazing show that I think we'll get into. Did you want to tell us just a little bit about your family?
Yeah, of course. So I've been married for 4 years to my wonderful wife, Mary. She also did band. We went to high school together at Dora High School. She transferred over from Oak Grove my junior year. Okay, look, I get it. It's all good. But yeah, we kind of met through band, and through college we stayed friends, and next thing you know, we ended up dating, and here we are. We've been married for 4 years. So you'll see her on Friday night. She loves coming and supporting the band, helping in everything she does. Also, my mom and dad, they live real close by, so any chance they get, they love to come out to a game. And you'll see my brother and my sister-in-law at some games too. But yeah, just a wonderful, tight-knit family that supports everything I do, and I'm just blessed to have them.
Any, pets or anything?
Oh, yeah, I've got plenty of pets. How much time you got? I've got, well, it started out whenever me and my wife were in our apartment. We were living out in Trustful. We didn't have any friends, and we got really lonely. So we're like, all right, we'll adopt a cat. And then we had this sweet cat. Her name is Gail. She was in the shelter, or when we were making the decision, we were going to get a shelter kitty. And then we said, okay, we're going to get the cat that's been there the longest because, we need a sob story kitty. So she had been in there for 2 years. She had a litter of kittens. All of them got adopted. And she ended up getting really depressed and, started fighting the other cats. So they had to pull her away from them and put her in, the manager's office. So we just opened the door. She came up and said meow and nuzzled onto Mary, and we're like, all right, this is our cat. Well, then we wanted to get her a friend, so I got a kitten. And then when we moved to our new place in Summiton, which is a lot closer, we picked up a trash kitty off the side of the road. You know how that is. Well, it was yeah, that's what I call him, is a trash kitty, because he's blessed. He's just that. He gets into all the trash that was outside. So we started feeding him because we knew he was hungry. And then it was 3 years ago. There was a freeze where it went down to 11 degrees. We felt really bad for him, so we let him inside, and then we just kind of never let him back out. Then my wife wanted a puppy conveniently the same day as our first football game at my first job. So then I left the school probably about midnight, had an hour drive back home, and then had to go take care of a puppy, which we love him to death. And then we also have my wife's childhood German Shepherd, who's about 7 years old now. So we've basically got a whole farm going on at the moment.
Nice. What about I know that we have the amazing Bud Connor and Jillian Rush that help.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great people that help. Obviously, everybody around the community knows Rick and Austin that helps out with our guard. This year, we were fortunate enough to add 2 more people to our team. For band camp, we had Bud Connor, who is a graduate of Dora High School. He was a student at UAB and UAB Marching Blazers. He's currently taking some classes at Bevel right now for music ed. Just really good, knowledgeable guy, and he also was a 7th grader whenever I was a senior in high school. So he was somebody that I watched grow up. I saw him start shifting his way into music, and I just couldn't be more proud of him. And Jillian Rush is a student over at Wallace in music ed right now. She's a percussionist, and she has been working really hard with our percussion section to just ground in some fundamentals. We got a lot of younger students this year, so making sure that we're building a strong foundation while still being able to perform on a high level. So yeah, I couldn't be more proud of our staff that we have. Yeah. And they all, a thing is that we pay them through band camp, but everything after band camp is completely voluntary. They're doing it on their own time, and we're just so blessed to have them.
When made you get into music?
So to anybody that thinks that you have to be musically talented to do band or something like that, you do not. I definitely was not. So I didn't join band until my back half of my freshman year, and the only reason I joined band is because I wanted to get into honors math, which was first period, and they had to find something to fill the slot in fourth period, and the only thing that worked was band. So I got or well, I was going to get slotted into it, so I decided, well, I'm going to take it seriously. And the way I ended up in band, the teacher wasn't going to take me at the time, but my buddy wanted to swap to tuba. And so then he said, hey, if you join band and play the trumpet, I get to swap to tuba, so you're going to join band. All right, fine. It fixes my honors English problem. My buddy gets to play what he wants to. It's cool. So joined band, had absolutely no idea what I was doing for a long time. I didn't find out until the first concert that I played a different part than my section leader. So I was sitting next to her so that she could, show me the ropes and whatnot. And I got by just by looking at her fingers and, just playing along. And I was able to play all of the tunes. It's just I didn't know how to read my music. And then at the concert, the band director said, hey, you need to sit with the other third part trumpets for this, and stuck me over there. And that's an experience I will never forget, sitting there just playing all the wrong notes for the entire concert. Yeah, so as far as getting into education, I would say my band director, Jeremy McFall, he's over at Good Hope right now. But he was a real big reason why. He was a big advocate for the arts. And really, I just fell in love with the family aspect that we had built, the lifelong friends that I had along the way, and just the character development that it pushed me towards. So I knew I wanted to do something with music when I got to college. It started out as computer science because I wasn't too sure what I wanted yet, so I wanted to be getting classes that was at least going towards something. I then swapped to music technology because I thought I wanted to play with all the mixers and stuff like that. Realized I absolutely hate computers and technology and working on stuff like that. And my background as being a Boy Scout and Eagle Scout whatnot reminded me of my love for teaching younger students, and that pushed me to ed, and here we are today.
What's your favorite song to orchestrate?
Oh, to orchestrate. Well, I would probably say our opener to our show right now is my favorite that I wrote. Yeah, that Stranger Things
When
thing.
we can hit it on time.
When we can hit it on time, yes. That's right. It's on 4, not on 3. But, yeah, that was a big passion project that me and my wife were coming up with. We wanted to write our own show. Up until this year, I was just buying shows on the normal place, J.W. Pepper. And I really wanted to craft something unique for my band that kind of gave us our own little signature, something that I can have going forward. It just gives us a little bit of an edge when we go to competitions and stuff like that. And not only for competition, but I can also tailor it to our program. So maybe this section is struggling with this thing, so I can write something into music to help them fix that problem or whatnot. So I started writing this show while I was at my previous school, and then the opener was, it was tailored to my other school whenever I got the job here. After our Juneteenth performance that we had, I started tailoring it to the school. And, man, every single time we hit that big hit, it just gives me chills. I think it gives everybody chills. It's a really impactful moment. But, yeah, it's the main theme from Stranger Things, and we blended it with Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. And it was, man, it's a phenomenal tune.
If you didn't know, our entire marching band show this year is Stranger Things. We have the opener, which is the intro and Running Up That Hill. And then we have our second song, which is Should I Stay or Should I Go, which is probably one of the most influential ones from season 1.
Yes.
Then we have Never Ending Story with a duet by our wonderful Will Capps and Sawyer Tidwell. And then we have Separate Ways, who Jeremy, our cameraman, gets to be the soloist on.
Oh, some people are really going to get upset that you didn't mention Master of Puppets, too.
Oh, I forgot. We do have Master of
The
Puppets.
amount of people in the community that have come up to me and said, I've been trying to get this band to play Metallica for X amount of years.
Which is crazy because we had Enter Sandman as a stands tune, no, it was my rookie year, so that would have been 4
Oh, that's been a
years
while.
ago.
Might have to bring that one back.
Five.
We now play it as they now play it over the loudspeaker for the intro for the football team. So I don't know, maybe we should give a comeback. We can play it in fourth quarter or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll take a look at it.
Do y'all have any band rituals that y'all do?
So I'm still trying to learn the culture around here. My biggest part is that I know this program's been around for a long time, so I wasn't here to try and change any of the rituals or whatnot. I know y'all have your ritual about whose field is it or something like that.
Who owns this field?
Yeah, who owns this field? That's it. Before we do a halftime show, I always try to. My biggest ritual is whenever we're ending something. Whenever I was growing up in school, I had a lot of people that ended up passing away from a lot of car wrecks. And it really took a heavy toll on me back then, and it still influences me today. So I try at the end of every single rehearsal to let the students know that I love them, let them know that I hope I can see them later, and then lastly I tell them bye, because it's just something that I feel like all the students need to know before we depart. And so at the end of rehearsal, even if it's short and sweet, just love you, see you, bye, I try to make sure I say it every single time.
Yeah.
I like that.
We also have like some of the more fun rituals, like when we get done with the pep rally on homecoming week, which ironically it is. The trombones always get together and kind of orchestrate a little mafia game, which is always a lot of fun. We have the prayer that we do. It's usually our section leaders or really just whoever wants to.
Yeah.
And then
Carter Hendricks, come to the office.
And then we always have like our, if we get ones at a competition or if we win a football game, we'll get on the bus and we'll do our little "It's great to be a Blue Devil" chant, and just stuff like that. It's always a lot of fun.
And it's really exciting because I'm learning as we go along, this being my first year. I feel like, we've been well incorporated so far. We all understand each other very well. So I'm excited to see what other rituals I haven't learned about, like the Halloween party that I had no idea about until like a week ago. We still got to get that planned. Apparently, I'm getting pied. It's going to be a good day.
Yep, pretty much. I think it's all the seniors and section leaders.
Well, as long as it's just whipped cream and no like pie filling, I don't need to be picking chocolate out of my beard.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Okay.
Well, do you have a favorite memory here as a band director so far?
Oh,
Any
man.
other school?
Honestly, before last week, I would have said it was our final day of band camp where we did a water balloon fight. We also we lined up all of our instructors. So for those who don't know me very well, I'm absolutely horrible with names. And so I crafted a game to where I was going to try and learn everyone's name by the end of band camp. And we had all of the band line up. We had all of our instructors there. And they could choose one of us to guess their name. If we got it wrong, they got to absolutely soak us. And if we got it right, we got to absolutely soak them. So I did fairly well in that game. I think I only got 2 wrong. But after that, our last game that we had was, we had a really good performance. I was getting a little stressy before the game. There were just some things that weren't lining up on the
Opener.
while we were working on the opener. And I always say bad rehearsal, good performance, because 9 times out of 10, it takes a bad rehearsal to get everybody into the right mindset to have a good performance. And next thing you know, we come out and we probably play the best show that we've played this year. All of our big moments were hitting the way they were supposed to. It was a debut of Jeremy's sax solo that absolutely tore the crowd down, and it was just a really exciting moment for me, and it was it's definitely one of those things that I want to hang my hat on as an educator. It was a very, very good performance that I was happy about.
What's y'all's favorite thing that you played so far?
Favorite song that we've played so far? Oh, man. We've played a lot of good stuff. I love doing the war chant, the FSU war chant thing, mostly because Alabama lost the other day, so I was just playing it to be obnoxious, especially because Will was not a fan of it.
Not at all.
I love that. What other tunes?
Freaks is my favorite,
we brought
'cause
Tim Freaks by Timmy Trumpet. That's one that I stole from UAB a while back. I rewrote it for our band, but it's such a fun tune. What else do we play? We play a lot of fun stuff.
If you didn't know, that's the one from Vine where the dad is playing the trombone. And
Little
then
kids
the
slamming the oven.
door. Yeah.
That's a fun one. And honestly, just our show music's a lot of fun this year. Normally around this time, you get sick of hearing your show music, but again, it was that custom show music, so it's not as cookie cutter, I would say. So it's a little bit more enjoyable to listen to.
We could
Let's sit off of that.
We could do the "If You Weren't a Band Director."
Oh, man.
If you weren't a band director.
So if I wasn't a band director, while I was in high school, we had a English teacher that let us do what's called a 20-time project. So at Google, they have this program called 20-time where 20% of your work time they want you to devote towards whatever project is of your interest. It's how Google Drive was invented. It's how Gmail was invented, stuff like that. So it was on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we would have the entire day to put time and effort towards our own project. And I coded a video game during that time. And I loved it. I had a good time with it. I I learned from that process that I didn't want to hunt down a comma to get my little dude to swing a sword correctly, because that's how code is. If you put a period in the wrong place, it just throws everything off, and then you got to go hunting for it. The software I was using didn't find it for you, but through that process, I decided that maybe software development would be a good place for me. So I was going to go into computer science, and then also I just have a big passion for being able to help people. So at one point, I thought I was going to be a nurse, but then my brother was in nursing school at Bevel 2 years before I started college, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, that one's for me.
So this is my fun one. This is my fun one solely only because I tend to be the one who also delves out this stuff. How do you handle conflict and challenges in the band?
Well, I believe that band needs to be a place where we are developing our character, not just playing music and whatnot. So, the students can tell you on the very first day of band camp, I had 6 band commandments that we set forth that we try to adhere by. Most of them are in the line of, if you go outside into the world and get a job, it's basically my guideline for, hey, if you do these things, you'll keep your job, or you'll be a good performer at your job. Because I feel like what we do here needs to transcend once you graduate. But I feel like we handle conflict pretty fairly. We've just got to make sure that we're, well, okay, yeah. For small things, we do laps for reminders, but I'm thinking more of the big picture things. I try to do my best to set my expectations, and then if the expectation is not met, make sure that we discuss it in full before we dish out a real punishment. Mm-hmm. Now, if multiple things start to stack up, obviously we have a different issue. Yeah. But always just making sure that if we're going to tell somebody that, hey, you need to take a lap, hey, here's a punishment. I don't just hand out things willy-nilly. I try to make sure that if we're not meeting an expectation, hey, here's where we failed to meet the expectation. Here's what we can do better. Can you agree that we need to work on this? And then we usually move forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of y'all need to join the track team. We've been running a lot.
So we did have a question on here that was, what is your favorite instrument? But it's pretty easy to tell. You did tell us.
It's God's instrument. It's the trumpet, of course.
It says horns. It says horns.
Listen, all I'm saying is that.
That was the bell to head to break. I'm sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late.
Oh, it's break time.
You heard it here first, folks.
It's break.
It's break.
And that ends break, and everyone will go back to the second half of second block.
Homecoming schedule is always weird. Yeah. That's all good, though. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. That just threw me off track. Trumpet. Yeah, well, I was just going to say it wasn't clarinets that they marched around Jericho blowing, so it was trumpets, and that wall came down.
Fool.
See? Oh, that's a good inside joke.
All I hear are C's.
Anyways.
Oh, wait, that's a great transition.
All right,
there you go.
Perfect.
So,
I get my phone ready for this.
All right, so this is coming from firsthand experience. Me and our soloists for Neverending Story came into your second block class and said, this is a music class, right?
Yep.
And so we were like, hey, we should listen to a musical.
We did.
And
we kind of turned it into a composition project, too, because Will has been cranking out some tunes.
So, and then we got you into a little thing called Epic the Musical.
Yes.
It is a musical based on Homer's The Odyssey, and it's pretty solid. It's corny as heck, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah. And it's just a concept album. It's not like
it's not a Broadway.
Yeah, it's not a Broadway production, but they also
Yet.
have Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is whoever plays the lead is going to have to be a belter, because good grief, they're singing for 2 hours constantly.
It was made.
But the animatics are absolutely wonderful. People compiled them on YouTube. They're really good. The auto-tune? Okay. No, yeah. Listen, there is way too much auto-tune during it. But, I mean, the orchestra, my favorite part about it is just the orchestration is masterfully done.
Yeah, they assign, like, different instruments to different characters.
Yeah, like motifs.
And that's really all Jorge Rivera Herran's, because he just, like, he understands that stuff.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Hamilton, I highly recommend giving it a look. It's not rap, but it's more, I don't know, it's more like rock ballads for the most part.
Yeah, because Odysseus, the main character of the Odyssey, is usually accompanied by, like, electric guitar.
Athena's got piano.
Aeolus has flutes.
All sorts of things.
And
That's the wind god, right?
Yeah, and then Poseidon has
Okay,
like
yeah.
trumpets.
Oh, I didn't notice that one. I'll have to go back and listen.
And then Hermes has like a harp, I think. But so that's going to get us into our draft, which is going to be the songs of Epic the Musical. And then we're also going to explain like why, because we've only spent about 20 minutes here. So if you want, like, we can spend as much time talking or as little time talking as y'all want about the songs and why they are the favorites.
Oh, I love that.
Sure.
But-
Who's going to start? Are we snaking this bad boy?
We always do our guest, and then I guess I'll let Jayden go next.
Oh, I get to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right,
So
so
I can knock off this list.
my first off, I'm very big on water. So like whenever I was watching like Avatar: The Last Airbender, wanted to be in the water tribe. Whenever I was looking at whenever I play Pokemon, what starter do I choose? The water starter. Whenever I go to the beach, where do I stay? The water. I don't like being in sand. I like being in the water. So yeah, my first pick would be Ruthlessness, which is the song that first features Poseidon. The man that voices him, I believe his name is Steven Rodriguez. Yeah, he has a really deep and grovelly voice, not very characteristic in musicals. And it's very deep, it's impactful. Yeah, it's about...
If you didn't know, that song is pretty much entirely it's just Poseidon being like, because Polyphemus, the Cyclops, is Poseidon's son. And he's like, he's like, you either could have remained anonymous or you could have killed my son. I don't care. I just need you to like,
Die.
I need you to be cruel because ruthlessness is mercy
upon ourselves. Yep,
All
that's a
right.
good one.
It's yours.
Oh, he's not.
Yay.
Okay, great. My first one would have to be Puppeteer.
Okay, that's a good one.
All right.
Because Puppeteer to me just, how am I going to say this? It's like in control, but not in control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Cersei's talking about how like she doesn't actually like she's
Right.
not strong, but she does have like an influence,
Exactly.
and she's a witch, so she does like spells. Yeah.
Plus, have Eurylochus trying to tell Odysseus, "Hey, I'm the one that opened the bag," and Odysseus is like, I don't want to hear that right now.
He's like, I got something to tell you, buddy. And then Odysseus is just like, do you though?
That's a fun one.
And then let's see. So I guess I'm gonna do Thunderbringer.
Nice, Zeus's song.
So that's Zeus's song. It's performed by a guy named Luke Holt, and he doesn't have the gravel that Steven Rodriguez has, but he does have a much deeper tone.
Yeah, deep bassy voice.
And basically, what's happening is this is right after the mutiny and right after they take the sun god's cattle. And what this song is just Zeus being petty as Zeus is, and he's being like, hey, y'all did this, and now we're gonna see, are you gonna take the death, or are you gonna let your crew die?
Yeah, it's
Because-
who's going to pay for this? Or is the captain going to be responsible for what happened, or is he going to let his crew be responsible
And
for
I
what
also
happened?
really like that callback, because in the very first song of Epic, which is The Horse and the Infant, he says, the blood on your hands is something you won't lose.
Jordan McCaleb.
All you can
Jordan
choose
McCaleb.
is who?
Yep.
And so that really just brings it right back. And then there's this amazing moment between Odysseus and Eurylochus where Eurylochus is like, he says, Captain, and then Odysseus just dead silent, then says, I have to see her.
Talking about his wife. The entire story is he's trying to get back home to his wife.
Right.
And then it's like...
What a guy.
Yeah. And then Eurylochus says, but we'll die.
And he says,
And he just
I
says,
know.
I know. And then
It almost sounds like he's laughing about it.
And then if you're watching the animatic, his whole crew just gets wiped out. And then he wakes up on this island, which I hope somebody chose Love in Paradise, because otherwise what I said is going to make no sense.
Yeah, I did. I
Jayden.
definitely did not.
Well, that would be my next one, Love in Paradise.
Oh, there we go. Look at there.
Because I picked Love in Paradise because it's about I forgot.
Calypso?
Calypso.
Yeah.
And when I when I researched Calypso, she was banished from
Olympus, right?
Olympus, and she'd been by herself for eons, and then this man comes
He's there for like what, 7 years?
Exactly.
Is that how long he's there for? Yeah. I thought my favorite part of that entire thing was he was obviously asleep and he's waking up, and she's like, "Hey, who's this Penelope?" And he goes, "It's my wife." And she goes, "Oh,
Anyways.
anyways." Just because she had a big boy crush on him,
Yeah.
on our boy Odysseus.
I
Let's go back to
let
me.
off on how he, well,
I guess we're just gonna have to like go back again because I messed up that snake draft. Bad.
Well, we'll just go ahead and give you a pick. You go ahead.
All right.
I want to pick my 2.
I guess I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go with "Get in the Water,"
That's
which
a good
is
one.
Poseidon's second song, and it's so basically what happened was Odysseus had just fought Charybdis, who is this monster that Hermes told him about, and he
Home.
sees Ithaca in the distance, and he's like, "I'll be there in a day."
so close but so far.
And then you hear like, if you're not watching the animatics, you like hear like waves and then trumpets.
Yep.
And then it goes directly into, and he's like, and Poseidon, being the petty, vengeful god that he is, he's like, I waited. He's like, I could have stopped you at any point, but he's like, I wanted you to see your home. And
Yep.
he's basically, what he's saying is, he's like, you will die, or I will gouge your son's eyes out, because if you know, Odysseus blinded Poseidon's son. And he's like, I'll raise the tide so high, all of Ithaca will die.
Yep. It's either you're going to jump in that water and die, or I'm going to kill your family.
And then it's preceded by a song that is not my favorite, but it is very cool.
Yeah, it's very catchy. It's a plot device. It's just moving the plot forward. If we didn't have that song, then he would have just teleported there. So that's a very good one. All right. My next one is from the first saga called Warrior of the Mind.
Yes.
So this is Athena kind of has the role of being the master strategist that's going on, and it tells a story of how when Odysseus was a boy, there was a magic boar that Athena set up as a test, and Odysseus killed the boar. So because of that, she decided to lend him her knowledge and her, I wouldn't necessarily say her power, but more of her knowledge and her decision making, her quick wit, so that he can make better decisions as a captain. Which is why up until a certain point, whenever they did the siege of Troy, none of his men died. He had 600 men, not a single one of them died.
600
Yep.
men.
So as they keep going forward, Athena plays a pivotal role, and eventually she leaves Odysseus, and well, then stuff starts going wrong for him. And then instead of it taking him a couple years to get home, it takes him 20. But in Warrior of the Mind, we really see her role and their friendship together, and it's also just a bop.
Bob.
It's just a bop.
All right, Jayden.
Well, just giving Athena her credit where credit's due, I would have to say God Games.
Yeah.
Because in
Yeah,
God
got
Games,
a lot of variety.
yeah, she defied her dad, and by trying to help Odysseus in any possible way she could, she got, what's the word I can use? Disciplined for going against her dad.
Yeah, Zeus basically threw a spear bomb at her.
Just to try to help get him off that island and get him home to his
But I'd say probably
family.
like the best part about that song is the variety, because what Zeus does in this song is he makes a game out of it. He's like, if you can convince all of these gods that he should be released, then I'll release him.
Yep.
And it's like Apollo, who has a very lyre. It's a very nice, calm. And then it's Hephaestus, who is the god of like the forge.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the background you can hear that. And then you get Aphrodite and Ares, who are of course lovers. And Aphrodite's not convinced, but then Ares butts in and basically does this cool like rap thing.
And Ares was actually justified because, yeah, he did hide in a Trojan horse. He didn't just like go fight like a man. He found ways to circumnavigate everything. So, if anything, he was kind of right to tell him no. And
then Hera.
The disco scene with Hera. Oh my goodness.
And it's so funny because she's not believing it at all, and then Athena's just like, he hasn't cheated on his wife, and then Hera, I can just imagine, looks directly at Zeus and is like,
yeah, release him. Goodness, that is a fun one.
yeah.
All right.
So I mean, that's me.
Yep.
All right. This is an unpopular opinion, and y'all are gonna hate this, but hold them down. Yeah, it's probably one of the.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the. If you didn't know, Aaron Alexander plays Antinius, who is the villain. Basically, I'd say like either Poseidon or Antinius is like the main.
I'd say he's the main villain for like the last
Definitely the last
definitely the last arc, but also during the Wisdom Saga too.
Mm-hmm. So basically, how Antinius gets introduced is he calls Penelope a tramp in front of Telemachus, who is Odysseus' son, and then it just gets progressively worse. And Hold Them Down is like if you took a Disney villain song, like it's that good,
Cranked it up to 11.
but made it like PG-13
Yeah.
bordering on R.
Yeah, very, very suggestive themes, things that we don't need to talk about
But
on
it sounded
here.
so well. His voice sounded so.
No,
good.
he
does
is
have
a
a great
wonderful
voice.
voice, and the song is very catchy, which is very upsetting.
It's like
'Cause
something you hum, but you just don't
You
sing
sing,
aloud.
you sing the, you sing the first two choruses, and then on that last chorus, you're like,
Yeah, your eyes become dinner plates when you hear all that. Yeah, fun one. That's a fun one.
yeah. We listened to that one in the car this morning. Me and my mom did,
Oh.
and I skipped it.
I miss Williams.
I skipped it as soon as it hit that second chorus. It was like, only the ocean and I will know, and then skip.
No, that's smart.
Then it went straight into Odysseus, which is a great one. I'm not choosing that one just yet because I have. Let's see, what am I gonna take for this one? I'll take Monster.
Okay.
And if you didn't know, that's right after they see Tiresias, and Tiresias gives the
Prophet of the underworld, or in the underworld.
because he's dead.
Yeah,
the
he
only
is dead.
problem is that prophet is
dead.
dead. But he meets Tiresias, and Tiresias basically tells him, he's like, you are not the one who is going to get home to your wife. And if you're just listening to the song, it sounds like she's talking about another man is going to come home to his wife. But what it really is saying is it's saying that
He's just gonna be a
Odysseus is not going to
different
be the
man.
man that he was when he left.
He goes through an
Like an anti-hero arc.
anti-hero arc. Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically he's being like, what if I'm the monster?
Yep.
Because like the Cyclops tech the sheep. Circe was protecting her nymphs.
Poseidon protected.
Poseidon protected nothing. Poseidon was like, you should have killed my son. He's
Okay,
like, I'm tired of that brat. Get him out of here. But
My only chance.
and then at the end of the song, he goes into this kind of rap section where he's like, sail through dangerous beaches and oceans, I'll go where Poseidon won't reach us. And if I gotta drop another infant from a wall
Yep.
in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become the monster. And he embraces the guy who he's gonna become. And it's a cool song, but it's also very foreboding.
Yeah.
Going on with what you said, I just gotta like, you can be the hero in everybody's story.
That's right. Gotta love some anti-hero, or there's a better term for it. Negative character arcs. That's what it is. Because they're not gaining he did
Like
not
a
gain.
spiraling.
Yeah, he did not gain a positive trait out of this. It was definitely a negative trait.
Got him home.
That's right.
All right,
would
Jayden,
be-
that's you, bro. You
Oh.
got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We gotta snake it back.
I'm gonna have to take one from you, and it's gonna have to be Scylla.
All right.
I'm sorry, but it's
Such a banger.
It's just, I think it was after Monster, isn't it? No,
Yes,
it was
it's
Scylla.
before.
It's in the arc after. Or it's in the
what it
Thunder
is
arc.
is it's Monster, then it's the Sirens, and then it's Scylla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it just like I put it down because like they both have something. They both like she needs to eat, and he needs to get home, and he knows the only way he's gonna get home
Is by
is
sacrifice.
Exactly.
And he doesn't tell his crew that there is. It's not
what's
like
the
a,
line?
hey,
He says Eurylochus light up 6 torches, and
I forgot what the line was in the song Scylla.
drown in your sorrow.
We
and fears.
both know what it takes to survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And at the start of that song is when Eurylochus actually gets it out that he opened the windbag. And so Odysseus is he's become the monster at this point. He's had enough.
Yep.
He's like,
I could have been home by now.
Yeah.
I could have done been home,
Yeah,
brother.
if y'all lackeys wouldn't just
We
hurry
could all
up.
be on
and, the,
land.
and the crazy thing is, Eurylochus is Odysseus' brother-in-law.
Oh, I
Yeah.
told him to light up 6 torches. Maybe he was trying to take him out too.
And
You never know.
so,
We don't need you.
and then he's like, run. And so they run, or they don't run, they row.
They row. They're on the water. They row.
And then at the end of that is when the mutiny happens, which is when Eurylochus is like, tell me you didn't just sacrifice 6 of our friends.
What's really cool about that song, too, in the music way, so if you listen to Scylla's voice at the beginning before she introduces herself, it's very toned down, calm. She has a very relaxing tone, but obviously song's in a minor key, so it's very eerie. But whenever they're actually in the fight, I can't think of what it is called, but it's a vocal effect that adds octaves to her voice.
Oh my gosh!
And
I thought it was real.
it makes it sound more monstrous, but it also just adds a lot of harmony to her own voice, and it is really cool. It's a similar effect to what they do for the Cyclops, where they drop his voice down a bunch of octaves. But it's just a really cool effect, and the lyrics are just really powerful.
All right, Mr. Levan, you got one pick.
I was about to say, this is it, isn't it?
Yeah, this will be
All
the
right.
last one.
Oh,
Choose
man, that's
wisely.
hard.
I'm still thinking of mine.
So I would probably say it's the song called "The Underworld." So it's a very impactful song because while that's a good one. They had just met with Cersei. They convinced Cersei not to kill them. Cersei opens a path for them to go to the underworld so that they can go ask this prophet, hey, how do we get home? And while they're in the underworld, all the casualties of this war start coming back to haunt Odysseus. So they're traveling through the river Styx, and 500, I can't remember how many men.
Wait, so
Is it 558 men?
43 left under your So it's 558, yeah.
Yeah, so 558 men are like souls in the river, and they're talking to asking them, hey, why didn't you make this decision instead of this decision? Why didn't you, or you're starting to lose your touch a little bit. He also meets his best friend who died there, singing, and he's all about embracing the world with open arms and just being all happy-go-lucky. Hey, we can all be friends, and then he's murdered. Yeah, and then he's murdered in cold blood in literally the next song or something like that.
Yeah.
But the most impactful part of that song, and I really feel like it's the shift in character for Odysseus, is he sees his mom in the underworld. And she's singing about how she's waiting for him to come home, and he realizes like, oh, I took too long to get home. And the person that wrote the musical voices the main character. He had his actual mother record the lines for his mom, so that adds a little bit of depth to it. And I'm also a mama's boy, so anything that's like talking about your mom passing away, that one. There's a Christmas song called Christmas Shoes that's talking about wanting to buy your mom like a pair of shoes for Christmas so that she can be like all dressed up when she sees Jesus and stuff like that. Like, because in the song her mom is like terminally ill and stuff. But like songs like that just really hit me in the heart. But that's really where I feel like the character changes. He realized like, oh, I just lost my mom. What happens if I'm not back in time to save my son and my wife?
That's where the part in Monster comes in. He's like, I lost my mentor, I lost my best friend, my mom.
Yep.
500 men gone?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Very sad.
Yeah, Greek tragedies. They just love to do that stuff, don't they?
Yeah. It's definitely not a positive or not a positive musical. It's very down for most of it.
All right, Jayden. This is your last pick.
My last pick, and it is The Challenge.
Oh, okay.
Like Penelope.
Yeah. Where she's like, okay, how am I gonna? I'm gonna have to give them a challenge, but what is the hardest challenge I can give them so I can wait on my husband?
Yeah, I gotta delay. Delay the people.
She was like, I can't keep doing the shroud trick. So what Penelope had done is she told them that she would choose her future husband as soon as she weaved a shroud, but she undid all the work that she had done every night for like the past 17 years, I guess.
We're at 20 at that point.
Yeah. And so
I guess they caught on like, you've been at the same spot for about at least 20 years.
Like, this is a really long shroud.
They're like, this shroud better drape
Somebody's
the house. I don't know what you're talking about. And then, so basically, he's Odysseus, or no. It's Odysseus' old bow. She's unstrung it, and she says, you have to string this bow and shoot it through the holes of 12 axes and still hit a bullseye.
And no one can even string the bow.
Yeah.
Which brings into question, how did she unstring the bow?
Which is how
or did she just
Hold Them Down.
What if she did snipped it like shorter just to make
Oh,
sure they
that'd
couldn't
be
do it?
cool. Okay.
I love that song. So
Believe
and
we're
then
on your
she's
last
like,
one.
and then she says, so She says something about like let the arrow fly once you know that your aim is true, because I'd rather die than grow old without the best of you, talking about Odysseus. And it's like, it's just a good love ballad, which leads me into my final pick, which it's not my favorite song in the musical, but it is very good narratively. And it's the song Odysseus. And that is, if you didn't know, that's right after Hold Them Down. So at the end of Hold Them Down, in the animatics, you see an arrow go through the 12 axes and hit Antinous in the throat, killing him. And then it starts basically Odysseus going on this rampage, killing like all the suitors.
Which is really cool because the way that they name the songs, every time that they're fighting a monster, they say the name of that monster as the name of the song. And so it finally gets, and it's usually like the way he drew a lot of inspiration from video game boss fights, like very Elden Ring-esque. And yeah, it gets to Odysseus because Odysseus is the boss. He's the one that's doing all the slaughtering. It's pretty crazy.
And so basically in this song, he goes through, there's a scene where they realize that their weapons are missing because while Antinous was having his monologue, Odysseus was planning. And so he throws all the weapons into the armory and just basically goes on a rampage. And then there's another one where he's aiming for their torches. So he's killing them in the dark. And then they're like, we have the advantage. They're like, we're here in this palace that we've known our entire lives. And then Odysseus comes out of the shadows and he's like, you don't think I know this? I built this place.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good one.
And then there's a Telemachus part where he goes in and they try to like all gang up on Telemachus. Odysseus wipes them off the face too. And then there's a guy that's like, he's basically on the edge of Odysseus' sword, and he's like, mercy, and there's this really cool thing because of the ruthlessness part.
Yeah.
And so Odysseus goes on this monologue, he's like, my mercy is long since drowned, it died to bring me home. And then he's like, all of you are going to die.
Yeah. When we say negative character arc, he's never redeemed. He definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is so funny because it leads into.
I was like, nobody picked that song.
Yeah,
I was like, I should have picked that
It leads
song.
into the Telemachus,
My boy.
Yeah. And
the final love song, it's
oh
like.
my
That's the
gosh,
one I'm
would you
talking
fall in
about.
love with me again? That one I probably should have picked.
Yeah.
Because that last line about the olive tree.
Yeah.
I had built that wedding
Yeah.
bed.
No, that was a really good one. That song's just all about Odysseus is like, hey, I'm this monster now. I'm not the dude that you married. You probably don't want to be with me, but could you fall in love
And
with
then
me
she
again?
tells him to pick up this wedding bed.
Their wedding bed,
and,
yeah.
And like take it out of the room.
Put on your shoulder and just leave.
Which, if you're listening to the song, it's just like, oh, okay, so this is her breaking up with him.
And then he's like, how could you ask this? He's like, I built that wedding bed from an olive tree where
Carved it into an olive tree. Didn't just cut down the tree. Carved it into an olive tree.
and he's like the only way to move it would be to cut it from its roots. And if you think about that, like lyrically, it also stands for like the love.
Yeah, of course. And then she said, yeah, well, only my husband
And then
knew
she
that.
chucks
so.
a shoe at him. There's that one animatic, and it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And she like just like a chancla, and
Then just says, hey,
How'd
buddy,
you know that?
yeah, you are my husband. And then you get the TikTok.
I will fall.
The
in love
one
with
the
you.
one that was really popular. The part of it that was popular on TikTok.
Yeah, I would fall in love with you over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't care how, where, or when.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Good picks, everybody.
Well, this was a wonderful draft. It was
It
a wonderful
was.
podcast. I think the game took longer than the actual podcast.
You know what? That's completely.
But that's all right.
great.
This just gives more incentive. Please go listen or watch Epic. You know, you
Please.
can have it in the back. Jeremy hates it,
Oh
but
my gosh. Don't listen to him.
Watch it.
it's,
He's
beca-
a hater.
it's because he had to watch it every day in our last band directors class for like a solid 3 months. Was it right?
Oh, bless your heart.
And we had
Yeah.
a great
I
time.
wasn't in that class, so that's
Each
why I like
time.
Epic. Well, Sawyer was in that class.
See, at least we did something with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But so that was episode 2, The Mix, with me, Logan, and
Me, Jayden.
and
Mr. Levan.
that was wonderful. Goodbye.
Bye.